All right, here we go again. So, yeah, I just talked to him. Right, told him I never made it to Colombia, but there was a woman that wanted me to go down there and see if we could be married. Yeah, so we're really just starting to get into the tissues that are part of this thing. Like my cranial tissues are too tight, and it's pulling this and that. So it's actually from way up. Right. It's a shame it had to come to all this, and I couldn't just stay in massage. Like if I'd have stayed in massage, it never would have happened. Right? You didn't have a time to get tight, because I would get a massage every 2 weeks at a minimum, if not every week and a half to 2 weeks. Right. Thanks, Larry. There was just no way to do it with what they were doing, and they knew that. There was no thing to shut up. They were taking over my mind and getting me to speak out. I have like really very little urge to speak out right now, right? Because they pulled them off. Right? They're devils. They cast spells. Right? So I was glad to see this woman really help me. She knows what she's doing. She's been massaging for a long time. She's an older woman. But I didn't get it like right from the start. I try to shut it down if the chatter starts up. They're trying to take advantage. They're giving you this woman. Right. As soon as I got in there, I started to think, right. So what's happening is it's releasing, but there's a lot of, again, when it releases, additional tension or additional inflammation, right? Because the nerves are starting to transmit. Oh my! Well, I sure wish I could have got somewhere 5 years ago. I had no idea where to go and how to do it. I was gone in the mind. Didn't make any sense. None of it. Looking back, none of it made any sense. Why I wasn't, again, it would take like if I had this guy I have now for pain management. There's no way because he keep talking about what we need to do next. Right. I never had a pain management guy like that. And the key is before you go for surgery, you need to do all this to make sure that you do need surgery. Right. In fact, uh, as long as I'm walking, the people I went to won't do surgery. Right. They said, yeah, you can find somebody to do it. I give a number, 75 orthopedic surgeons in Kansas City. You'll find somebody to do it. And some of it's quality of life issue, and I don't argue with that. Like if you, like right when this started, if I felt comfortable going in and just getting it done, and I got to my brother's place and all that, and it took away that weaker left leg, it may have taken care of most of it, right? Because my gait would have been more even, right? Right. I mean, a lot of wealthy people opt for that, and they bring back their quality of life for another 10, 20 years, right? Sure. But again, if I had gotten a massage, I think it would have went a long way. Uh, now, there's just no way that they should have that kind of access, no matter what they said they were doing. But she got it. Boy, did she get that thing. Actually, I need her to do it on the left side too. Well, it was the SCM. I figured it out though. I told the doctor that. Like, and why I couldn't tell my massage therapist, I don't know. Right. Mm. I mean, it just shows you how the bad luck works. I mean, she was, I imagine, there the whole time. Right. Well, Like the missionaries want me to go to church, and I told them, look, I'm gonna get a massage. Hopefully I can make it to church. Again, I'm eyes and ears. I'm not going to draw down on anybody in a church, but I'm eyes and ears. Right. I mean, just the fact that I can see that something's up, and of course something was up, but I didn't see far enough to know that the schools were involved. Right. I knew something was going on, and again, that night, I think it was, or that weekend, whatever it was, that's when that Governor Josh thing went off. So you see, there's a lot to it. No, she got it. Boy, did she get it. If I'd have seen her 6 months ago, my hearing would probably be up quite a bit from where it is now. Thank you, Larry. They just kept sending me this one guy. I didn't know anybody there. But as soon as I said the magic word was, I need somebody who can do cranial tissues. Right. But, but as soon as like I saw her like coming along, like when she was supposed to be already ready to greet me and take me in, I see her down the hallway, like God stationed me there, And I see her like on her crutches going into the room, and I'm like, and I'm not 100% because again, I need massage and things, and so Satan's trying to work off of that, and then I get back there, and right when she said, "I'm going to start you face up," I knew I was okay because the one guy that does me face up, he's pretty a good guy. Right. Face down irritates me. I think she knows that somehow because she says, I think I'm going to start you face down next time if you come back, but it only this Saturday. Oh no, she got it. My right side is now going boop, but I figured I was at SCM, right? Which is neat because if I had told her it, then maybe she would wouldn't be as clear, right? She figured it out on her own. Oh, I mean, she was pulling all my cranial tissues. I mean, she was giving me a headache when she was doing it, but when she let go, it goes back to normal, right? But I could feel a headache from it. And I haven't had, and it's weird. I haven't had a headache in years, right? I could feel it forming. Oh wow, it's all released. Jesus, that's what it was. Shit. Sorry for my language. I mean, so close but yet so far. Right. Well, it'd just been easier if my hearing wasn't down this far. Right. It was. I was just working on so much. It became clear that I'd have to see somebody because my hearing was starting to. I was starting to become noticeable in like. Uh, and the thing is, if I'd been around people, I would notice it more. Right. Like in busy places, I was noticing it. Feminine voices were kind of disappearing. Right. But again, it's all part of their thing. It's Satan. I mean, I told you before it was Satan. It's Satan's planet. That's the problem. Well, I mean, I have a lot of healing to do. And now that we've started the next phase of the massage, well, I mean, years ago, I fixed this. Dr. Burrell shot probably the SCM on my right side with steroid and said, just pull your jaw down. Just keep, I maybe did both sides. I can't remember. But he said, pull your jaw down. Just keep pulling your jaw down. And then I was well. I was sick for 6 months. And he said, pull your jaw down. And I was fine. So again, well, I probably never should have left Naples. It's just I couldn't figure it out before I left. Well, I was talking to my brother and I said, and again, you see, I'm not cramped up and I can think, right? And they're not here on me all day, right? Although some have been around, right? What it may have been when I was when I was out in the lanai, it's a hard floor. And when I lay on a hard floor, it wasn't triggering that whatever it was triggering. As soon as I went back to the bed, it was too soft of a bed, and my spine was out of line, and it triggered it. But I had to change my shoes and everything around that. So again, it was, a lot of different things that I did to get well. And then when I got to Santa Fe or Espanola, I got a ton of massage. But again, they just kept. In other words, whatever they told them, because see, they know who I am. So if they tell them, like I have a certain personality, I'm going to help you if you need help. Like just like right there, I tell you, woman, you okay? Yeah, I just want to make sure your car's not broke down. Right. Thank you, Lars. I take responsibility for everything. It's part of being an angel. So thank you, Larry. Thank you, Larry. I forgot where I was going with that. Oh yeah. So what they'll do is they'll take my personality and they'll say it's something like bad that I'm like it means this or means that, knowing that I'm a good guy that I'm going to help everyone, and then I also help single mothers because my mother was a single mother and people helped us. Right. What they try to say is I'm trying like they're the ones that try to have sex with single mothers, not me. The only way I'd have sex with a single mother is if she married me, or we were like that close to being married, like a quarter inch from marriage. I might break down if she forced me. All right. Even my girlfriend said, the one girlfriend, Angie, she said, "Oh, I didn't want to do that." Well, you shouldn't have done it. But she was the one that, she knows that she was the one that pushed the sex thing. And I would be glad just to have a kissing relationship. Right. Thank you, Larry. Mm. No, I just couldn't get the massage. I had a couple people tell me to go to massage. Again, it's subconscious. So you have to know consciously that it's subconscious to get past it. And I figured it out within the last, 6, 7 months. Like has nothing to do, like I told you, it has nothing to do with what they say it has to do with, which I'm not sure completely, but I think I know what they're, well, I actually talked to my therapist the other day. She shouldn't do that. I said, well, look, I thought I was helping them. I thought we were together. I thought I was still, a viable law enforcement entity. And really I was. Right. But she was that they can use that against you. I was like, yeah, obviously, yeah. That's hilarious, Larry. She goes, we shouldn't do it. I was like, okay. Because essentially giving them ammunition. But again, I take responsibility for things. I don't appreciate the sexualizers. I spent years trying to heal them away from it, trying to embarrass them from it. Right. I just think they're like orgy people. Right. Even though they're cops and stuff. So for them, it's a turn on. Oh, my body's like completely different just by doing the cranial tissue. See, I knew it. I just couldn't get to it. Nah, I don't think the ear is gonna. It was too tight. What it did is it killed off some of those hairs, I think. Right, and they don't grow back. That's the big key. If they can figure out how to grow those hairs back, some solution, then we're golden. They did it in a mice, but the mice have a certain point that we don't have. Even though the mice were, what do they call that? Not transgender, transgenic. They still had the mice part in them, and we don't have that mice part. Right. So if we could transgenic ourselves with that mice fart or something like it, then it would work. I believe they could probably grow an ear and put it in. Right? They're probably at that point. But again, I shouldn't have had to come to this point in life. I mean, this shouldn't have been, like I'm saying, the condition I'm in it should be like 10 years from now, if that. Right. I was totally healthy. They knew it. Just for some minor stuff. Mm. Like I said, massage therapy is very important. How they got me to never do it again for so many years. I don't even. I mean, obviously I know, but I just can't even imagine in my worst nightmare. Right, dude. Thanks, Larry. Well, it happened like 2010, but I figured it out and I monitored it, and they just totally trashed me, and I couldn't. I can't even think why. I mean, I know how much I was harassed and how much pain I was in. Right. I see the harassment causes additional pain. Right. Because it tightens you up. Uh, See, it's from them. It's not from lifting weights or anything like that. Oh yeah, there's some from lifting weights, but if you lift weights and they don't do that, then your body heals and doesn't tighten up like that. Right. It's just like it's so weird because if you go to Hand and Stone's massage therapy page to we get where you get in a book an appointment, it says you can check the box for cranial tissue massage. But if you call them, they'll tell you nobody knows how to do it. Oh my God. I mean, it's strange. And this is where I actually started back to Massage Envy, the place where I was just at. And they kept giving me this dude. Like I call and they go, well, this guy would be the guy. I said, well, yeah, I'll let you know. I don't want to get him in trouble, Right. Mm. So this woman had a 3 o'clock, and I went to it. Now the other people I was calling have a 3 o'clock on Sunday, but I shouldn't do my. I don't think I should do my cranial tissues that fast. I could do my back and my legs or something. How you doing? Thank you, Ray. Nah, they just totally just. I mean, obviously, if I had a wife, she'd keep me somewhat straight. I know for a fact people with disability do better with a wife. Good wife, right? Or even an okay wife. Well, she'd have kept me straight. She'd say, "Oh, honey, go to the doc." Okay, go to the doctor, and I get there. Nah, it's just the way good marriages work. They support one another, right? Like when my wife was still well, kind of, we were in Philadelphia and got in the emergency room. She would support me. She goes, "You got testosterone syndrome." He's got testosterone. She's telling the doctors and stuff. He has a rash. Thank you, Larry. Now it's way too tight the whole time. Even when I was in massage, they probably didn't get all the stuff they needed to get. Right? I had a pretty good, and then she left, and then she came back. I don't remember her name. I think Brenda was her name. I believe she was an immigrant. But they got in the middle, like her and I were so good, they just got in the middle of it and messed it all up. Right. Then they ended up with the weirdos. And then when I saw her, I freaked out. I was like, why am I traumatized by seeing her? I just sat there like, yeah. I mean, they had me just so whacked from what they were doing. They were drugging me probably along with it. It's like CIA operation. Thanks, Larry. But again, this is what I needed. I kind of knew it. I just couldn't get to it. Right? And I feel for people. I'm not the type of person that needs this lesson, just like the lesson of the black woman that can help me. Well, come on. I've taken care of more black women than anybody on the planet, metaphysically. Right? Metaphysically speaking. It's very sad that my hearing had to go. Right. Well, it would have been nice. I mean, my hearing was already messed up, but it was at a volume that was comfortable, And I was like, I'm sure I'd have got to that. I was just, like I said, I was just getting past getting my body back up. And probably somewhere in there, somebody released my neck. So it tightened up again. I don't know. My right side is just, completely different from what it was this morning. going to ask them because I really can't hold my phone. It's a lot of stress on my body for now until I get this worked out, I guess. I mean, yeah, it boggles the mind that they were allowed to do anything. Right? For some reason, they're trying to get me to eat pizza. Right? I'm afraid my blood pressure will go down or something. I just wish this. I mean, like a year ago from today, I was doing fine, like health wise. Right? No idea. Like I said, I scheduled that appointment for surgery, and that was it. I got sick. Right, like Thanksgiving, and that was it. Haven't been well since. I hate to think that they were able to get something into me that made me sick. But again, it's not beyond what they do. I'm actually able to hold this phone in my left hand longer because my right, if I hold it in my left hand for something, my right would tighten up. So I think they got the tissues, some of the sticky tissues she did. Oh my God. No, I walked in my apartment. It's like a whole different world. I'm like, what? What? Where have I been? I mean, it just sucks really bad. I hate to use that word, but, I never made it to like, I couldn't, after a certain point, I couldn't get anywhere. Like, I used to, like, think about the LDS or some religion, and I'd be there. Right. No, I'm not talking about the administration. I'm sick of them. They're ruining everything by being too heavy-handed and too disrespectful to the other people in government. Right. Well, you can have. I mean, these are the same. The weird part is, I'm not going to say who it is, but somebody's not saying anything. I think he knows. These are the judges that helped him. That's the part that's strange. Oh, because some of the judges helped Trump with his stuff. I mean, he just shows respect for the process. Yeah, I'm going to have to get them to do now. Now that my right's released, I'm going to need to get them to do my left. I hope the right heals. I thought it was an infection. It was the tissues. Very sad. Very sad. Like I told you, you just needed to get them away from it. Again, I couldn't tell, like how many years were going by and that kind of stuff. Right? That woman's got magical power. I just found something I was looking for. Or God power, one, yeah. I think I thought. Oh, there we are. I thought I was out on my cooking spread. No, they shouldn't have been allowed to be around here like that. There were people from all sorts of places. But again, I bless the Lord and I thank the Lord. Like I said all along, I'm not a person who needs a lesson of any sort. I said I may not be appreciative of what you're all doing to me, but I'm free. Every day I thank the Lord for my health and everything else. Well, again, I explained it before. The most dangerous devils on the planet are the ones that read the scriptures, because that's how they fashion their curses. So you look like the bad person in the scripture. if the LDS people keep a clean heart, I think they'll be okay. But when it comes to this idea of self elevation, as far as I'm going to be the one that's going to be able to be exalted and all that. Well, there is a world that God showed me where God is like one on one with us. Again, obviously God is everything, but God can appear before you as something. Again, that's in the scripture: a throne, a sapphire color, right? That kind of thing, right? Well, God said, so God introduces Himself in that name Fa to me when I wake up. Well, I'm waking up. I mean, they're killing me. Same. And again, I believe I was drugged, but again, what does the drug do? It could actually be tightening me up, right? And that causes disruption in the cranial tissues and in the mind and the spine. Correct. So again, it is what it is. No, I used to, this morning, like holding the phone in my left hand would trigger the right side of my body. It was that bad. I don't know if they'll let me wear the thing that I can put around my neck to put my phone in front of me. I have to ask the missionary. I mean, it's pretty important for them for me to go to church, and I honor that. Well, the LDS built a system. I mean, if you agree with what they say or do, that's one thing, but they built a system, right, that really does reach out, right, and tries to keep people moving towards being in. Again, my health is pretty far down compared to where it once was. Right? And I wish I could have got to them. I couldn't for the life of me. Right? I was thinking of going straight to Salt Lake City from. The first time was in Santa Fe, right? And then I think that was one of the places, like when I went to Colorado. But come to think of it, all I really needed was more steroid and more massage. But I just couldn't get to it. Right? Then they were able to will me down. Hmm. I'm going to use mashed potatoes this time. Haven't used these mashed potatoes in a while. But it's obvious that it's Satan and the devils because they were like, oh, your tinnitus is, listen to your tinnitus. And again, the idea that it was an infection, Levaquin. I never did step towards Levaquin, but I probably didn't even need the antibiotics I was using. And that may have been part of what tightens me up. I think sometimes antibiotics cause you to get tight sometimes. I think it's a side effect on some of them. So again, it's a big setup from the devils. That's sad it had to come to this point. I mean, I tried for many years to stop them and put them in the right direction. Right. Again, for all of us, again, it's just kind of the world's just kind of going around in circles. And again, devils have money and that's all they care. If they got their money, then who cares what the rest of the world is? Just play the game. But if I had got to this, I doubt my hearing wasn't the greatest, but it definitely wouldn't be where it is now. And it could have been an infection, part of it, but I think it was the cranial tissues was the issue. I mean, I get that they're doing it because I'm a criminal or something. Like, why would they do it unless you were a criminal? Yes. So again, like I would get around people, and they would see me like talk to a younger single mother, and in their mind, again, I think some of it is self projection. I'm sure some of these people were like that, right? 'Cause I grew up with a lot of people like that, right? And all I'm trying to do is to just see if she needs anything. If you need a ride, give me a call. There's no danger. I'm not going to touch her. I'm not going to do anything. Never did, never will. So again, it boggles the mind how they're allowed to just make all this falsehood after falsehood after falsehood. So like the Satan tries, like, well, if you just would have married a back massage therapist, it'd have been okay, right? Yeah, I tried. I tried to find one. So again, like those little lessons don't work. Satan has like blanket things he says to white people. Well, I miscalculated how minorities, how people of color would treat me for being white. That's what I think I calculated. It doesn't justify being racist against them, but they were racist against me. If you can hear me, I'm here. Got my microphone away from me. I forgot that. Well, stay peaceful. Praise God and all that you do. Praise God.